Hi students, welcome to history class. Today's class we are stepping on to the second chapter, Extension of British Rule in India. Before studying this lesson, we must remember previous class lesson, Advent of Europeans to India. With the success of discovery of new sea routes, the four Europeans, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the English and the French arrived India for trade. Unable to face competition from English and French, Dutch and Portuguese had to withdraw from India. Later, in Europe, war started between English and French over the issue of Austria. It affected on India also. In India, war started between English and French in the form of Carnatic Wars. So, three Carnatic Wars took place. First Carnatic War, Second Carnatic War and Third Carnatic War. So at the end of Third Carnatic Wars, English was successful in consolidating their political power in India. Later, they want to capture Bengal province to their control. Okay, so with the success of Battle of Buxa and Battle of Plassey, English were successful in gaining control over Bengal province also. In this way, English emerged as strong power in India. So they started to extend their empire in India. So let's today's class we learn the extension of British rule in India. Extension of British rule in India. Background. At the end of Carnatic Wars, the English made other Europeans not to challenge them in India. Okay, at the end of Carnatic War, English got a success. Okay, at the end of Carnatic Wars, English got a success. Okay, they made other Europeans not to challenge them in English. Okay, next at the end of Battle of Plassey and Buxar, English got a success. Okay, so they gained political control over Bengal province. Okay, Battle of Plassey and Buxar. Who got success? English got success. And they gained control over Bengal province. Clear this? At that point of time, Marathas were ruling in southern part of India and Mysore kings were ruling in western part of India and Sikhs are ruling in northwestern part of India. Okay, here Marathas ruling in a southern part of India. Part of India. Okay, next Mysore kings. Mysore kings ruling in a western part of India. Western part of India. Okay, next Sikhs were ruling in a northwestern part of India. Northwestern part of India. Okay, Marathas were dominant or powerful in southern part of India. Then Mysore kings were dominant in western part of India. Then Sikhs were dominant in northwestern part of India. Okay, among the Marathas, rule of Peshwas followed. Okay, among the Marathas, rule of Peshwas followed. Then among Mysore kings, rule of Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan ruled. Tipu Sultan ruled at that point of time. Okay, next among the Sikhs, Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh. Okay, they were all impediments. Okay, they were all impediments or hindrances in the path of expansion of British Empire. Okay, they were all the disturbers in the path of expansion of British Empire. Clear this? Marathas were ruling in southern part of India. Then Mysore kings were ruling in western part of India. Then Sikhs were ruling in northwestern part of India. Okay, so Marathas ruled by Peshwas. Then Mysore was ruled by Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Then Sikhs, here Ranjit Singh. He was the most prominent ruler of Sikhs. Okay, so they were all Peshwas, then Hyder Ali, Tipu Sultan, Ranjit Singh. They were all impediments to English in the path of expansion of British Empire. British want to expand their empire, but they were all impediments or disturbers. Okay, so here Ranjit Singh, he emerged in the middle of 19th century. Okay, he became a formidable challenge to British. Okay, he became a strong challenge to British. Clear this? He was successful in organizing Sikhs. Clear this? In this way, from the middle of 18th century to 19th century, English engaged in continuous wars for the expansion of British Empire in India. Then they were successful in annexing the kingdoms of local rulers by cunning policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. Okay, in this way, during this time, English fought 3 Anglo-Maratha wars, 4 Anglo-Mysore wars and 2 Anglo-Sikh wars. Clear this? Okay, 18th century to 19th century. English engaged in a continuous wars. Why did they engage in continuous wars? For the expansion of empire. Expansion of empire. They want to expand their empire in India. So From the 18th century to 19th century, they engaged in a continuous wars. Not only this, they annexed the kingdoms of native rulers. Okay, English annexed. Annexing means captured. Kingdoms of native rulers. Native rulers. How? By cunning policies or cheating policies. Which are those cunning policies? 1. Subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance. Next, doctrine of lapse. Doctrine of lapse. Through these two policies, English were tried to annex the kingdoms of native rulers. Okay, during this time, English fought 3 Anglo-Maratha wars. Okay, 3 Anglo-Maratha wars. Then 4 Anglo-Mysore wars and 2 Anglo-Sikh wars. Okay, in this way, total English were engaged in 9 wars. Okay, 3 Anglo-Maratha wars, 4 Anglo-Mysore wars and 2 Anglo-Sikh wars. Okay, so in this lesson we may study only about 3 Anglo-Maratha wars and 2 Anglo-Sikh wars. Okay, then 4 Anglo-Mysore wars. You may study this part in a 4th lesson. Okay. Now we may study about First Anglo-Maratha War. Took place between 1775 to 1782. Up to the end of Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam II surrendered to English and he gave Bengal province and 26 lakhs rupees to East India Company. But he remained under the control of British. But Marathas installed Shah Alam II back on the throne of Delhi. Okay, Marathas installed Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II back on the throne of Delhi. Okay, now Shah Alam II become the independent emperor. Okay, so he gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas. Earlier, he had given Kora and Allahabad to English. But when he declared as independent Mughal emperor, he gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas. Okay, this created enmity. It created enmity between Marathas and English. At that point of time, Madhav Rao, he was a strong Maratha leader. He died. Okay, Madhav Rao died. So, his brother Narayan Rao came to power. But Narayan Rao was murdered by Raghoba. Or Raghunath Rao is another name, Raghunath Rao. Okay, Narayan Rao murdered by Raghunath Rao. Okay, so here fighting started for the post of Peshwa. Okay, so Maratha Federation made Madhavrao II, son of Madhavrao, as the Peshwa. But Raghoba or Raghunath Rao, he did not like this. Okay, so he requested help from British. Okay, clear this on. Okay, at the end of Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam II defeated. Okay, and he surrendered to East India Company. Then he gave Bengal province and 26 lakhs rupees to East India Company. Okay, but so he remained under the control of British. Okay, but what happened? Marathas installed Shah Alam II back on the throne of Delhi. Okay, Marathas made Shah Alam II to capture the throne of Delhi again. Okay, so here in Shah Alam II, he became an independent king. As an independent king, he gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas. Okay, but here what happened? Enmity developed between Marathas and English. Okay, English developed enmity towards Marathas. Why? Because Shah Alam II gave Kora and Allahabad to Marathas. Okay, at that point of time, a Maratha strongman, who is that Madhavrao, he died. Madhavrao died. So after his death, his brother Narayan Rao came to power. Okay, but Raghoba, okay, his uncle Raghoba, or his another name Raghunath Rao. Okay, Raghoba did not like this. So Raghoba murdered. Okay, here Narayan Rao murdered by Raghoba. Okay, so finally what happened? Fighting started for the post of Peshwa. Okay, fighting started for the post of Peshwa. Finally, Maratha Federation made Madhavrao II as the Peshwa. Okay, he was the son of Madhavrao. Okay, so Raghunath Rao, he got full upset. Okay, finally he requested help from British. Here British got opportunity. British got chance to declare war on Marathas. Okay, so long war of 7 years started between Marathas and English. Okay, long war of 7 years started between English and Marathas in 1775 to 1782. In the beginning, Marathas got success, but while war continuing, Marathas had to surrender. Marathas defeated and they had to surrender Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad to English. So finally, unable to face the attack of British, Marathas entered agreement with the British. Okay, so this war came to an end with the Treaty of Salbai. Which treaty? Salbai. Okay, in this way, first Anglo-Maratha war came to an end. Okay, first Maratha leader Madhav Rao died. After his death, his brother Narayan Rao came to power, but he was murdered by Raghunath Rao. Okay, so finally fighting started for the post of Peshwa. Maratha Federation made Madhav Rao second as the Peshwa, but Raghoba got upset by this. So he requested help from British. Here British got chance to interfere in the activities of Marathas. Okay, British declared war on Marathas. So in 1775 to 1782, war of 7 years took place between Marathas and English. In the beginning, Marathas got success, but when war continued, they had to lose Ahmedabad to English. Okay, finally, unable to face attack from English, Marathas surrendered. Okay, so finally, Treaty of Salbai concluded first Anglo-Maratha war. Okay, so first Anglo-Maratha war ended with the Treaty of Salbai. Okay, these are all information about first Anglo-Maratha war. Okay, now I am giving homework to you. Here I already sent you PDF file. Okay, it includes total 15 long answer questions. Among those 15 questions, you must learn 8 questions. Okay, 8 questions you must learn, and whatever you learnt, you must write that in a one rough book and send me through WhatsApp. I will observe it. Okay, thank you students.